reason of where I stay, I'm an Ashanti by parents, and then by patrilineal issues, I'm a Ga. My Chi is like 100%. Like I speak Chi very well, and I speak Ga, which is my native language, like just 20%. Gans have a way they do it. Even funerals, there's a way Gans do it. Yeah. So just imagine me coming from Kumasi. I don't even know there's something called Kochagbamo. And then let's say my dad passes on. Now I do it Kumasi way 1 week. Yeah. Gans don't do 1 week.
Now some has even started doing 1 week.
Yes, because there's a loss of tradition at a certain point. You don't go to Kumasi, and there's Kumasi school be teaching French, Ga or Ga-Dangme. No. So why should your kid go to school in Accra and be learning Chi in school? He's in Accra. He's not in Kumasi. The first point of receiving information is Ga. The Ga should come. So always Chi in Accra, it should be an addition to the Ga. That is what we speak in Accra. I mean, I don't speak Ga because I'm from Kumasi. I learned Chi in school.
Yeah, we understand you.
If I was in Accra, obviously I'll be speaking Ga.
Exactly. My name is Nia. What's your name?
My name is Nikwe.
Nikwe?
Yeah.
Ganyojibo?
Yeah, Ganyojibo.
Onogawa?
Few, like 20%.
20%?
Yeah.
So in rating of your Ga speaking at 20%?
Oh yeah, just 20% out of 100.
Before Wabajime, you introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Or where you're from?
Okay, so I'm Clement Eric Benjamin Nikwe Addison. Okay. I'm a medical officer.
Okay.
At Kolebu.
So you're a doc?
Yes. I'm from Tishinungwa.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your field?
Oncology.
When you say that, what does it mean?
Oncology. Oh, we attend to cancer patients basically.
Basically.
Yes.
All right. So if someone needs help, they can.
Yeah, they can contact.
And then give your Instagram or IG or something.
Okay, so I think on Instagram I'm Shakespeare Jr. or Clement Addison.
Okay.
I'm also into music.
Oh, okay.
I'm a keyboardist. I'm a music director. So.
What back to our main conversation? Yeah. Clement. Eric. Benjamin. Nikwe. Addison. Pure Ga. Mami call papa.
Mami Ewe.
Okay.
Ga.
Okay. One thing I realized, we Gans normally flow with the LS a lot.
That's what it's assumed and speculated.
But with stats, you can tell that Wakame.
They are very close because I think I have a few of my uncles that are married to LS.
Okay.
Yes, and so I think because of the language, it's easy to learn from their side.
Okay.
So it's not much of a problem gelling with them and all that.
Often I blare often a flow like 20%. But we'll try and see how good. None of your like interview now one time she it was naturally how. So tell me, where were you? Where did you grow? How did you?
Okay, so I've spent almost 90% or 95% of my life in Kumasi.
In Kumasi?
Yes.
Oh.
So let me say by reason of where I stay, I'm an Ashanti.
Okay. In terms of
where I stay, by parents and then by patrilineal issues, I'm a Ga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my Chi is like 100%.
Wow.
Like I speak Chi very well, and I speak Ga, which is my native language, like just 20%.
How do you feel, especially when you come to the Ga land or you mix with Gans? You can't speak Ga as a Ga.
Yeah, so I feel it's a problem.
Okay.
In the sense that most of my family are Gans.
Okay.
So in terms of family gatherings, like family events, you are shorthand because you can't really communicate to them aside English or Chi, which is not your language. And then they all complain because you're in Accra, you're Ga, speak Ga. And then you can't because Charlie, what's in Kumasi whole life?
I'm much concerned about this issue because in the girl actually Edna, white girl, actually in Canada.
Yeah, I've seen.
She's living the whole of Canada. Her life, everything she lived, she was born and bred in Canada. But we can going men but you'll be shocked.
Yeah. So hello. So for those of you that just started following me or have been here for a while, I thought this would be a good way to reintroduce myself so you have an idea of who you're following. So I call me Edna Karen or Na Sakle or Na Tumogabi Chomi. Isumoka Chemi Edna Alona. So just so you know.
What was the case? Is it because you were in Kumasi,
Yes, I come from a very learned home where basically the language spoken at home is Ga. It's English.
English.
We are more skewed towards speaking English. In case of anything, it's English that is done in. My mom is an Ewe, my dad is a Ga. So obviously, picking one side to learn is very difficult and they all speak English. And then number two, the area in which I found myself, it's a university. My dad is a lecturer as well.
Okay.
So it's in the university land where English is spoken most of the time. Now I'm in Kumasi,
of course.
Yes. So even with the 20%, I learned it from friends.
Okay.
Like I had friends that were Ga, so I'll be like, whatever you're saying, say it in Ga, and then explain it to me so that I understand what you're saying. Yeah, so that's how come I even understood what Tacho Buten is and Obayeni and all that. You get it? Yes. So that's the reason why I feel I don't have a very good standing with Ga. Yes.
But in case I speak, your understanding is much
so,
more.
let me say for virtue of education,
Okay.
and then let me say a little bit of smartness, I could tell that the person is talking about this.
Okay.
And then read meaning, okay, not exactly what he's saying, but oh, maybe he's talking about this, so I can wrap my head around it. So this is what he means. That might not be exactly what he's saying. Yeah. Like when I hear for, like I used to think like for means beautiful.
Okay.
Only for me to realize that it
It's-
means
it's
a lot
all-
of things
yes,
aside.
yes,
Yes, you understand? So I could wrap my head around it. Sometimes you say it and they're like, oh no, this is not what I meant. I meant this. Yes. So
So I don't think we can hold you on that, or we can. Let me use. I don't want to use the word blame, and I can't say much about your parent. But
okay.
where you find yourself and how you grew up, people surrounding you made you this. But do you sometimes wish, okay, like onanko ogaminche alo ogami yekron that you can flow?
Yeah, like, it's always a wish because now I find myself in Accra.
Okay.
I find myself relating with a lot of family members, and now you have to speak Ga because a lot of our aunties and grandmothers and mothers are not really versatile with the English.
Okay.
And then the tree is because they are in Accra, so they expect you to come to them in Ga. But they hear that you can't speak Ga, so now you have to speak Ga like 2% and then continue with English. So like I really wish like I had the opportunity to speak Ga a lot. I even went to the extent of buying a Ga book, like to learn the words. Charlie, it was hell.
That's why this channel is here.
It was hell.
It's called Choco Youth TV.
Okay.
So we are projecting the Ga language, the speaking of the Ga language,
Okay.
the people, our food and culture.
That's awesome.
So if you have a replica of you out there, kindly let them know and subscribe and follow us on all social media.
So it's Choco
Youth TV.
TV.
I'll
Oh,
send you the link as well.
All right.
But you know, when before backstage, I was thinking you live in Accra all your life and
No,
you
no,
couldn't.
no,
But
from
from
Kumasi.
what you are explaining, I now understand you.
Yes.
But let me ask this.
Okay.
How important is the native language to you as a Ghanaian or an African?
Okay, so the importance here counts, especially when you are sending an information.
Okay.
So let's say I am with my brother, I'm with my cousin, there's a stranger. I need to send him to do something that the stranger is not supposed to hear. Common language is English, common language is Tree. So I need to speak a language to my brother that the stranger doesn't understand. So that's the importance. So the whole importance is carrying out an information where a party doesn't need to know what you are sending out. And also, I don't know how to put this, but it's easier communicating in your native language than a language that you don't understand. You see, the English is a taught language. We all learned it from somewhere. Maybe by virtue of parents and where I grew up, I'm very fluent with English, so that's like a plus. But in a town or in a situation where the person has to learn English from school, he might not speak it like I am doing, and then that's where the native language comes, because that is what they've been speaking all their life, like from birth till where they, so it all has to do with sending information. So to carry out your information very well, exact, efficient information to one point, I think your native language should be the best point to do that. Yeah, because you wouldn't travel outside. For example, I was in France and then I was looking for McDonald's.
Okay.
So let's say McDonald's was back there, and then I met this white guy. He speaks English, and I was like, "Please, I'm looking for McDonald's."
In French?
In English. He didn't mind me. And then I actually used Google Translator, and then I typed it in French, and then I asked him. And then he responded back in English. Whoa. In the sense that when I spoke the French, he realized that I don't understand the French. So I just had to say for him to, and then he spoke back in English, which means he understands English. But his first point of contact or first point of sending information is his native language. He's the French.
Yeah.
So he speak French to you. He realized you don't understand the French. Okay, let me speak English. At least you understand what I'm trying to say.
This is very deep.
Yeah, that's why I say that it all boils down to, aside our parents, aside our home, the schools and where we find ourselves. You don't go to Kumasi, and a Kumasi school will be teaching French, Ga or Ga-Dangme. No. So why should your kid go to school in Accra and be learning Tree in school? He's in Accra. He's not in Kumasi. He's in Accra. The first point of receiving information is Ga. Aside maybe you're talking to a foreigner or somebody who doesn't live in Accra, the first point of channeling our information is Ga. So the Ga should come. So what we actually in Accra, it should be an addition to the Ga. That is what we speak in Accra. Do you understand? Me, I don't speak Ga because I'm from Kumasi. I learned in school.
Yeah, we understand you.
You understand? So
That's
just imagine if I was in Accra. If I was in Accra, like obviously I'll be speaking Ga.
Exactly.
You understand? So I feel the native language really plays a very big role, especially when it comes to information and
So what do you think can be done to correct this, especially the speaking of the Ga language among the Ga people or in Accra? What do you think best can be done?
I think first off, you can't blame it on parents because now we are having intertribal marriages where a Ga is marrying an Ashanti, a Fanti is marrying. So you can't blame it much on the parents. So now it boils down to our schools.
Okay.
So the child comes to a school, let's say a school in Choko. A school in Choko should be teaching Ga.
Exactly.
Not Tree. A school in Jamestown should be teaching Ga. Even in Esilogon should be teaching Ga. If the parents opt or the child opts for another language aside that, that's up to the child. But basically, it should be the native language.
Are you of the view trying to carry on tradition to the next generations, getting to know the language well and pass it on to your children? Because when we don't do that, if we don't do that, it ends up
there's a part of your tradition that's been lost. So I feel that yes, we should be able to carry the traditions from the older generation to the younger ones. And with that, it puts you in mind that there's always something you have to live according to. Like for instance, getting married. Gans have a way they do it. Even funerals, there's a way Gans do it. So just imagine me coming from Kumasi. I don't even know there's something called Kochagbamo. And then let's say my dad passes on. Now I do it Kumasi way, 1 week.
Yeah.
Gans will do 1 week.
Exactly.
You understand?
Now some has even started doing 1 week.
Yes, because there's a loss of tradition at a certain point. So I feel that the older generation should pick it up on themselves that the younger ones always have something to refer to. As if not even a tradition book, like something that passes on from whatever generation is started from to the current generation. So that we don't have that gap.
Yeah.
Because it will get to a point where some guys will be like, Charlie Kumasi, whatever guys do, I don't care. Like, you understand? Everybody should be like, oh, Charlie, whatever you do in Accra, I don't care. Me, man, you understand? So I feel we should be able to pass the traditions from this one to Ikat.
Ikat? Okay.
Yeah, so
we're about to cut.
Yeah, so I feel that's what we should do. And then with that, it will help with keeping the language, keeping the traditions the language has. Yes. Because some of the important things about this language is found in our tradition.
Exactly.
Yes, so sending the tradition from one generation to another will also help preserve the language.
Doc, thank you so much for having time with me. I really appreciate it. I enjoy it. You see, I was just listening for you to flow. This has been one of my best interviews I've ever done, trust me. Fine. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. And as he said, let's try and keep the tradition, learn the language. Call them Ga channel ne one promote Ga. No here fa. No Ga amash. Nyera don be conclude mabanyegbe. Ingbe eji ni ayi Ganyobi, aka Ganyobi. Ola bawo. See ya.